Sean and become under his spell.
No.
How is everybody doing? Kansas Sports HQ checking in here. We got the double duo of the S Squared, Sean and Sheldon, taking over studio today.
Oh, that wasn't bad.
Yeah, you like that? Yeah. Dave is actually out. He is pounding the pavement, as they say.
Moving and shaking with the
Moving
shakers
and
the movers.
shaking. What?
Moving and shaking with the shakers and the movers.
Oh, okay. I thought you said something else. Whoa. All right, fair enough.
Not yet.
You know, he's kissing babies, shaking hands, that type of stuff. You know, just out there bumping elbows with the higher ups while us peasants are in here on the microphones. So just hanging out, having some fun. So we had a little movement day today. Got our workout in early this morning. Came in, ran around a little bit, did a bunch of pogos. My back's hurting, so it is what it is. It's not really my sciatic that's on fire.
Yeah.
But
No, I get
just is.
understand.
It's just old man status of me. How are you? How was your weekend?
Good. You know what I really wanted to try to do this weekend is just work on being. And he's gone. Hear that? I open my mouth and he walks away. So now it's just me. I think that's what nobody wants. It's just me on the pot. So anyway, oh dang it, he's back.
Well, how was your weekend?
Fine. Yeah, fine. Just working on being the best version of myself.
Ah,
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah. You know,
How many squares of how many rooms did you put into your pockets?
well, you know, when I'm trying to go out there and be better than I was the day before,
Yes.
you know, sometimes what it takes is a little bit of grit,
a little bit of grit,
but a little bit of empathy,
yeah,
but a little bit, but most of all, authenticity.
yes,
And really, authenticity comes from what kind of understanding you have about what it takes to be authentic. And, you know, when you understand what it takes to be authentic, sometimes the authenticity just flows from the understanding. So when it starts to flow and then the rivers of truth kind of start coming in
okay,
to your pool of understanding,
authentic, yeah,
then it rains down over your body authenticity. So then people can see truly how authentic you are and they get to understand what it takes to be
because you
authentic.
understand it. Oh my,
So sometimes true authenticity comes from the authenticity inside your pool of truth that rains down from the river of
That is
honesty.
authentic.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
It wasn't bad.
It wasn't bad. We'll work on
Yeah,
that.
we'll
We're
do
practicing
better.
our rants of Instagram reels that we
I
can
don't
put
even
up
know
there.
about would you call it a rant or just
Made up nonsense.
word garbage.
Yeah, word vomit. Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. That's
Word
what
vomit.
what we're looking for. Yeah. So I don't know.
Using
You guys
one
let
word, using one word, twisting it as many times as possible in the same sentence.
It's like anytime you ask somebody the definition of something, they give you the word in the definition.
Yes,
Hey, so what is authenticity? Oh, being
authentic.
the understanding of being authentic. What? So yeah, I know my weekend was good. It just you know, working on Saturday a little bit, and then we had our host kind of league host meet and greet on Sunday. Had a few people show up. It's been pretty- kind of a fun little place. Derby, what's it called again?
Derby Bowl.
I think that's what it's called.
Yep.
Okay.
That
Well,
is
it
the name.
was popping.
That was a cool
It
place.
was popping, man.
Yeah, it was a
I
cool
don't
place.
get down there. I've been down there. I got down there like 3 years ago, and it's different now. And it's
Yeah, last time I went inside of there was probably in high school.
and
Like, it's been a minute.
yeah. I think bowling's making a comeback.
Bowling's fun. I love bowling.
It is fun. It's just like when do you Sunday afternoon's a great time to go.
Yeah, that's everybody else
There's
did.
a birthday party going on there. There's a bunch of other people there, and then
Yep.
there was us there.
Yep.
So thank
Yeah, it
you
was
to all
good.
the host families who showed up. That was really
Yes.
cool.
Yes.
Got to chat to a few of them. Got to chat with some of the coaches in the league. You know, catch up. You know, as we start to ramp up and get closer to the season, keep building those relationships with them, so we're not too angsty when we play each other on the field.
Yep. Yep.
Sometimes it just won't matter, but
Also true.
yeah.
Yeah, it was good. We had a good weekend. Friday, we what did we do Friday? I'm trying to remember. My wife had a bunch of random stuff.
It was ladies' night on Friday.
Oh yeah. Friday was she has a group of friends. We always go out to dinner like once a month ish. I don't think we had actually gone and done that in like 3 or 4 months. So it's been a while.
So it was due. It was due.
Yes, we did that Friday. And then Saturday, what do we have on Saturday? I was up here in the morning Saturday. Had some clients. Did a little bit of stuff in the morning. She had clients in the morning up here as well too. Trying to think if we did too much on Saturday afternoon. It was like a barbecue. It was a baby shower, but it was like a joint baby shower kind of thing. That's what it was that evening.
Made Sheldon hit some legs and some shoulders.
Yeah, I am feeling the legs.
Squats will get you, man. People want to do anything other than squats.
Yep.
Just because it hurts a little bit. They're like, oh, not optimal. Dude, squats get you every time.
They do.
They really do.
I'm feeling that still today. Second day soreness is in there. I mean, I didn't have a ton of volume, but it still.
Yeah, you just put
just
some weight.
all encompassing.
That doesn't matter. You just put some weight in your back and you squat it up and down.
Yeah, just move the weight, man. Move the weight.
Sometimes more reps, sometimes less reps.
There you go.
Just get range of motion down. And you got a good workout in. It's really all you need for legs.
That's it.
If there was one lift, there was a few times in the summer I didn't have a lot of time. Just put 135 on the bar, rep it out as many times as possible.
Does it all?
There's my leg. Yeah. There's my leg day.
Does it all?
Maybe I walk around enough. I don't work out my calves because I just lost belief that my calves will ever grow. So I just do pogos and
those are helping for sure.
Every once in a while I'll do maybe some sort of calf raise, but I'm just like sprinting is going to be a better workout and pogos are going to be a better workout for him than unless maybe I just it doesn't matter.
Yeah,
anyway,
well, there you go.
So you had your baby shower, then
we did that. Well, we did church, and then we went to the baby shower Saturday.
Gotcha.
So did that. That was good. Good service Saturday. Enjoyed it. We're doing a whole series on like mental clarity, mental health, just a lot of mental stuff, which is kind of fun to dive into. It's interesting to hear different perspectives and stuff. But
you reading from Jeremiah?
No, I'd have to double check.
I mean, really, you could read anywhere, and it talks about mental battle.
I know.
Well, you could go Jeremiah, go Elijah. Elijah had.
I'm trying to remember exactly. He's actually it's kind of cool. I mean, it's fun references that he's doing, but he wrote a book. Like Craig wrote a book, and so he's referencing some of the studies and some of the stuff that they did to write that book. And so he's walking through a lot of that. But it's been cool. I mean, I don't know. I mean, mental health is definitely a thing for sure. And, just hearing different perspectives and how, applicational it is in different areas. Yeah.
That's the answer.
That is.
That's my answer to it.
But we did that. And then Sunday, went to the RV show on Sunday. RV show was awesome. That was pretty cool. We had some fun there. Looking at stuff that I don't need or can even, my Tahoe isn't going to, pull it anywhere. So. But there was some cool stuff there. They got. I mean, it's quite crazy how affordable some of those things really are if you're gonna like quote unquote live in it.
It's temporary living space, like maybe a longer term living space. Like you can.
There's some nice, especially nice ones for when you put it in comparison of what a house costs in this day and age, right? Like 6 figures plus for usually decent homes, even in our area, which cost of living is super low.
Yeah.
You're $180,000 to $200,000 at a low end if you're getting something that's, in the middle of the road, I suppose. I don't know. But it's just when you compare and contrast, like looking at what $40,000, $50,000 gets you into an RV in comparison to that, it's like, I mean, some of those things in the RV, I'm like, man, this is nicer than my living room. Like, this thing is nice. Like,
if there was a way, we were talking about a little bit for someone or something else, but like I'm thinking about like when I was looking for a place to live, and I'm like, man, if I could have just gotten somebody to help me out with the down payment, and then the monthly payment's not even that bad.
The guy was like, it'd be $150 a month or something.
Like,
I was like,
that's like,
I mean, shook. I was like, what do you mean?
So people, it bothers me. Okay, in this day and age that and actually we were maybe going to talk a little bit about this if our guest wanted to be on today, but
yeah, it's fine.
Whatever. So
hopefully she's tuned in.
Yeah. But I hear like these some of the podcasts I listen to in the past that they'll like rag on. They're like, oh, there's studies of like so many 20-something-year-olds still living with their parents. I was like, yeah, I mean, why would you not needingly like go live by yourself and
Right.
pay way more rent than if your parents are willing to keep you around for a certain like much cheaper rent, you know,
Right.
cover your part of the utilities and everything like that. It's like what you know, I mean, I currently live with my pastor right now, and I don't pay all that much in rent, and I'm very appreciative of that situation. And you know, it's kind of like living with my parents a little bit, but I mean, why would I until I need to?
100%.
It because the last apartment I lived in when I was going to college was, you know, $900 a month for a studio, and it was it was a nice apartment and everything, but it was, you know, the bedroom and the living room were one, and luckily there's a washing machine, dryer machine in there. Like it had everything I needed, a little bathroom.
Yeah.
It was all good, but it was $900 a month.
It's expensive.
And then the one I had before that, lived with 3 other people. Once again, nice apartment, just built, so that factored in. Like I could have found a little more rundown, cheaper place, but this was right next to campus, and I was living with 3 other people it was like $520 a month. Living with 3 other people. Luckily, I had my own bed, my own room, my own bathroom. That was nice and everything. But it's just, you know, kind of
yeah, it's tough.
What do you expect with you know with all the other payments you have to start making with loans and stuff? Like here in like an RV or a fifth wheel is that much.
Oh, bro, if I was,
you know,
like, take me back
yeah,
15 years.
Exactly. Like, and I could have pretty much
and
my
I'm
own
graduating
place
college, and I don't have a job yet, but I'm getting a job.
and I need a little help maybe at the beginning, but then I can, it's
Start there,
yeah.
start small, and then just go up from there. I mean,
find a place to
I don't know.
park it.
Yeah.
That'd be your biggest challenge, is find a place to park
For
it
sure. I mean, there is definite like challenges. Don't get me wrong. Like
Yeah.
if you don't have something to pull it, that's a problem, because then that turns up into
Well,
you know, and they're so heavy. You need a big old truck
strap
to do
it
it.
on me. I'm just gonna.
Then power, but they have solar panels now. That's what the
Yeah.
guy was telling me about. He's like, dude, they all come with their own solar panels now. So if you park it somewhere that gets some sun, you don't even need to plug this thing in. I'm like, what?
Move the bus.
Yeah. Oh yeah. But anyway, so RV show was fun. It was cool, and then that kind of led us into the host family event. Well, it's kind of on the same topic too, because housing and staying together. We'll talk about that a little bit, but yeah, the Derby Bowl. Appreciate those guys. That was fun. I mean, they didn't really do anything other than take our reservation, but appreciate you guys. Thank you.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Yeah, it was cool. It was a nice inside. I mean, cool layout in the bar, little area, restaurant, whatever you want to call it. They had some. I mean, that place has had to have been remodeled relatively recently.
Yeah, I think so.
Looked like
Had to
it.
have been. I mean, I don't think it. Maybe the bowling area was the same. I think.
Yeah,
but
I don't know.
Back there,
Game room was really nice.
Yeah,
Got some game cards. Kids ate that up. They were running all over.
I tried mine. It said insufficient.
Well, it's because you have to use it on the ones that aren't instant win games. So, like the claw machine wouldn't work. The coin machines don't work.
The skee ball machine didn't work.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that one
Was it
worked.
a time limit or was it like a?
Once you swipe it one time, you get 30 minutes.
Yeah, it didn't let me do it.
Oh, well, sorry.
So I was about to set the record on skee ball.
never mind, Derby Bowl. You are.
I know. I got
false
the one
card
instant
that
one
didn't
card.
work. I probably gave you one that Banks gave me after you used it all.
Yeah, Banks is.
But it was fun.
He was getting in a workout, man.
Dude,
Him and Scout were
they
just
were bowling,
ripping
like,
bowling balls one after
they had
another.
one lane apiece, and they were just. I mean, as soon as the ball was down, Banks is jogging back, which is 6 feet. He's jogging back, grabbing another ball, holding it, walking it to the line, and just waiting. Like
You need
wait.
He'd start sitting down with the bowling
Yeah, he's
ball.
like,
and
this is too long.
but he's carrying something that's like a fifth of his weight.
Yeah, exactly.
And he's just moving around.
Oh, he was
sits
out
down with it.
cold in the car. As soon as he got into his car seat, just head back, tilted up,
Gone.
just asleep. It was funny though. I mean, they bowled. There were 6 players on each lane, and they were bowling for all 6 players, and they were in like the 7th and 8th frames. So like they were. I mean, they had a good.
That was the second
3.
game. They had 2 games at least.
That's what. Yeah, they had 3 full games played by themselves, just sitting there rolling over and over. They were just dripping sweat. It was good, but yeah, no, had a few families come out. So obviously, if you watch our stuff, if you might be interested in possibly, getting involved with the league somehow. Host families. We'll talk a little bit about host families today too, but I think that's it's a cool thing. Like we try to do these social events and we try to do these little deals where, the families get to come out and get to socialize with each other, meet families from other communities. We have multiple different communities that, our league teams operate and run. And, we're just kind of spread out around the Wichita area, surrounding area. But, we had a couple families from Wellington there yesterday. We didn't have any, I don't think there was any. Wellington and Valley Center were the two, or the two locations, but we also have, Winfield, Mulvane, El Dorado, Park City, Valley Center. Wichita obviously is a surrounding kind of hub there. Clearwater with the curve, but if you guys are interested in getting involved, we're going to be doing. I mean, I got the coaches. I'm on them right now about having little events. Going out to dinner on the weekends, having people come out and just keep the social events kind of rolling as we, move into, springtime, which obviously baseball starts to kind of pop off in the spring. People start talking about it more. We won't start until the end of May. So, that's when our guys will be reporting. But hosting, kind of on the same topic that we were talking about with RVs, like hosting and being a host family is such a cool experience. It's a cool thing. We definitely need more of them. We have a I don't know what you want to call it, a roster, I guess, of different families that have hosted with us and for us through, the 10 years that I've been running the league. And, life happens, things change, people move around, different living accommodations. So things bounce around a little bit. But we have families that have been with us the entire time. Sometimes they take a break, they come back, they, just bounce, when it works best for them. But I cannot even put into words what the importance is of the host families for the players, because players that are coming into this area, they're college athletes, so they don't have too much money, and two, they're looking for that sense of kind of belonging and family and someone there to kind of help them along the way. And our big thing with our host families is it's really just free lodging. We're not asking you to take care of the kids and baby them. Actually, we're kind of asking for the exact opposite of that. Like, we just want them to have a safe place to, lay their heads at night, sleep after games, get ready for the next game. We don't want you cooking them meals. We don't want you taking care of them, doing their laundry. We don't want you, we want to treat them like they're young adults and have a little bit of sense of independence and, responsibility and trying to be good young men and doing the things. Now, granted, I'm not saying you can't hang out with them or cook a meal here and there or take them to dinner or whatever and get to know them kind of things. But we also want them to, take some responsibility and take some ownership in their journeys of, playing the game and, what it's actually going to take to play at the next level. Because I think parents do plenty of babying kids all the way up into college. And then when they get to college, it's like they have no idea how to do anything for themselves. And we deal with that on the recruiting aspect side. But, it just is what it is. But yeah, host families would be a big, big, big help. So if you have any interest in that, make sure you reach out to us. We're going to have some stuff that we're going to post up today, different events going on. I know Valley Center, you guys got some cool host families. You want to speak on, a little bit of the host family, some of your experiences with some of those guys, maybe, guys and gals, and how the family, kind of helps out the team, but helps out the players?
Yeah. Our host families are obviously the best, as every coach will say, but yes. I mean it the most because yes. Valley Center, and that's the majority of our crowd too. Just we've been getting some bigger crowds recently, but we just really appreciate them too. That a lot of them still will show up to a couple games a week too, even though we know they got stuff going on, but they come out and support really well. Like at the end of the year when we have like our host family appreciation night. It's always kind of fun because the people who aren't able to show up as much get to kind of see them and meet them a little bit for the most part. So that's always cool. The forces are always great. They usually take on, maybe more than they need to. Yeah. We always really appreciate them. Connie, the Bishops, they take on more than they need to usually for us. And they kind of are maybe the ringleaders of the host family group. It's really awesome. They're super appreciative of them because they also are at every single game they can get to and cheer us on to, even some of the away games, and because they usually have 3 or 4 guys they're cheering for, and just them and they also go above and beyond too, you know, when than what they are asked of, providing, you know,
Yeah,
good
for
place
sure.
to hang out, meals, and just taking care of the boys like they're their own, which is awesome. And I know the Meisters, you know, they always
Yeah.
host every single year.
Yep.
Then, you know, Shane and then Merritt, his kid, has been in here in Parisi a lot.
Yep.
And
Spanglers been in
Spanglers as
here. Yep.
well. Yep. And they you know, they make it to a few games a year as well, even though I know they're super busy with their kids,
Yeah.
in the summer. So, you know, especially when you have other kids, it's always cool that they still open up. And we haven't had any issues that I know of, any big ones at least.
Yeah.
One-offs here and there that just are little weird circumstances, but it's just, for the most part, you know, we do our best to make sure, you know, we double check with the coaches and make sure like the kids that we're getting are, you know, in general good kids. And like he said, all you have to do is provide a bed and provide a safe place for them. You don't have to, you're not obligated to get them food, you're not obligated to do their laundry or anything like that. It's provide a bed for them and you know, make sure they have a place to stay, and that's it. But you know, you guys at Valley Center especially, they go above and beyond. And I met a few other host families from some different communities last night. They're also right lockstep, same
Yeah.
boat. You know, they want to provide, like, they're really interested in the team, cheering on the team, want to provide a good space for them. It's really cool just to see that. So, and I would encourage you. I mean, I obviously I don't have any of them. Well, I do have one staying with me usually now. I forgot about that. I just mentioned I live with my pastor. My pastor usually hosts one guy. One year, first year, he hosted two guys because of certain circumstances there. So I mean, I do end up somewhat. I mean, I'm not the host, but I live with one. So I encourage it. I mean, it's obviously I'm a little selfish. I'm a coach. We need beds for these guys, but also like I get to experience them a lot on the field, and it's just it's a cool experience to just expand your family a little bit, expand your connection, and then go, you know, keep in good communication with them when they leave and check in with them. I know they really appreciate that because we're all selfish at heart, and sometimes, you know, like when we're in the grind of a baseball season, I remember this, you know, grind of the fall baseball season, grind of the spring baseball season, no one's reaching out to you and seeing how you're doing. And they get like a text from a host family in the middle of the spring, be like, "Hey, how's it going? Really thinking of you guys. Hope everything's going well." That means a lot to them too. So there's just different relationship aspects there. But yeah, Valley Center's looking for a good chunk more beds, for guys to stay in. And you know, really, if you're interested at all, just reach out, whether it's for Valley or whether it's for one of the other teams, because you guys are what makes this whole thing work.
Yeah,
so
without
if we didn't have you,
Without a doubt.
we could not do this at all. So
Yeah, but somehow we figured it out most of the years. But yeah, it is a constant grind on figuring it out and finding new host families, but then also just ones where the timing makes sense. I think that's the biggest thing. Like, I think we got a pretty good reputation just around communities in the sense of how the guys are and stuff like that. Like, we don't really have major issues. I was talking to some of the families last night about, like, you know, just stuff. And I think probably the number one thing that I'm hearing from a lot of people is like the kids aren't as social as they would like them to be. And it's like, I understand what you're saying. I get exactly what you mean, because you want it to be a fun experience and a cool thing and all that stuff. But we're a lot more concerned about, like, hey, are they respectful? Like, are they taking care of your home? Like, have they done anything, you know, like on a bad sense? And most of the time that answer is no, you know? And so it's like, all right. So like, there's really not a problem. It's just more of a preference. And we're just like, okay, we understand that. Like, we can try to, but not all these guys are super outgoing, you know, and most of them are shy. And on top of that, like, socially awkward. And
yeah, here I am on my phone right now.
Yeah,
I got two
like,
screens going.
you
on.
know,
And
they're
it's even worse with the kids younger.
Oh man, yeah. Like, it's a tough thing, you know. And once they warm up, by the end of the summer, usually you don't see as many things where that's that kind of a problem, because they've gotten to know everyone and they have good relationships built and everybody's having fun and that type of stuff. But it is a little funky first couple weeks, just because like nobody knows each other and it takes a little bit to feel each other out. It's kind of like getting into a new relationship or something, where it's like, okay, like, I don't know what to say, not to say. Let's dabble in, you know, talking about this or talking about that. Like, let's get to know this person a little bit more. That's kind kind of how it rolls for a couple weeks, and then they get around the baseball guys, and everybody's like, all right, we're brothers now.
Yeah,
okay,
it takes about 2 days.
Yeah,
and then,
we've known each other long enough.
And then,
we can be normal.
I mean, I would even say just it's like the first. I don't know when we have that, but kind of just we're at the field and it's a little host family cookout or whatever, and all the bunch of the host family comes in. It's like the first week of the season.
Yep.
And we all kind of get together for some food and stuff, hanging out together at the field. And I mean, I think by then everybody's just like, okay, yeah. But
well,
we're and it's a whole team. It's a
Yeah.
whole team vibe, and it's cool. And I mean, me myself as a coach, like it's kind of figured this out my first year doing it because I was 23 when I started, and some of those guys are 21, 22, and so there's that. It was a little touch and go that first year and seeing how it worked, but I kind of learned that it's like it'll take probably the first 2 or 3 weeks. I'm just getting to know the guys. I'm not really coaching very much. Like if they ask, obviously I'll help, but like I'm not gonna force anything onto them right away. It's like I'm just gonna be here. I'm gonna throw BP to them. I'm gonna hit grounders to them if they need it. I'm gonna do whatever I can for them if they need it, but I'm really just getting to know them a little bit more, getting to know where their background, their stories, what they're how they play the game, how they want to play the game, how that works. And then, about a little bit before midway point of the season, then it's more like, all right, now, we're all comfortable. This relationship's built. There's some trust there. Now I can kind of start coaching them up on different things I see. But sometimes second game of the season, some kid will come in, hey, because I'm first base coach. So, I'm watching their at-bats. And they'll come in, hey, what'd you see up there? And then, you kind of have your open doors there, but I kind of let the players open that up unless I just see something egregious. But they're college guys for the most part. If they do something egregious, they know they did something wrong. Same thing with the host kind of situation. It's like as long as they're coming in, as far as we're concerned, I know there's more components to it, and maybe some families opening up their doors want to have a little bit more relationship. Totally understand that. But what we're looking for is just make sure they respect your space, respect your home, respect your family, respect your spouse, and all that, and your kids if you have them there too, and just make sure they're respecting all that and not trashing it, not leaving their stuff all the way around, not and communicating with you obviously if they're going to be home late.
That's what I was going to talk about. It kills me when I hear families that'll come up and I'm not calling them out, it's just a thing, but like it kills me when parents they talk to us after the season and they're like, yeah, this was just this or that, and it wasn't bad. That's why we didn't say anything, but it did bug us. And I'm like, well, why wouldn't you say something?
Answer it on call.
Oh, thanks for calling in to Kansas Sports.
Just put it up. Your Google listing.
But that one always kills me. It's like the end of the season and then somebody reaches out and they're like, yeah, we don't know if we're going to do it again because of this, and this. And I'm like, well, why didn't you say something? Like, that's a simple thing. I can fix that in 2 seconds. Like, that ain't no problem for me to handle that with a kid, just simple communication things. But then the other one, the social aspect one, is the one that always kind of kills me too, because, dude, when somebody's like, I don't know, like for me, I'm just very direct in communication. I think that's part of, why it makes sense to me and maybe not to everybody else. But like, dude, if these kids weren't being social and I wanted them to be more social, I'd just tell them like, hey, listen, like, this is what we want. Yeah. Like, this is how we're going to do it. Like, so when you guys get, home from practice or home from games or home, whatever, like whenever, we're going to set aside some time to where we can like do these things because it's important to our family. And if you're living with us, we want you to like be a part of the family. Like, we want this, we want that. This is how we want to do it. And if that's a no-brainer thing, let's just do it. But if it's something where like you don't feel comfortable with that, then let's talk about it. Like, let's figure it out. But I think that's really where it boils down to is the communication.
Set some boundaries early on. I mean,
just lay it out.
Yeah.
Hey, like my kids, they don't know you, but they've been talking about you for 2 months because they cannot wait to get to know you.
Big brother or whatever.
They want to play catch. They want to go hit. They want to go do whatever. Like, so let them know that up front. And then if that kid isn't receptive to that, give him the opportunity to talk about it. Like say, oh, well, I'm just not very comfortable or whatever. Like, and then, then you can express your concerns or whatever, but just communicate. Like I don't know, it's just not a hard thing to do. But, these kids suck at communication. I'll just say that. Like, I'll tell you.
You will have to be.
Yeah, like you're going to have to be the adult for a little bit. Like, it is what it is. Because that's what one family said yesterday. I'm like, man, we'd really like maybe like how they do with foreign exchange students, like, oh, can you give us like a bunch of information about them, and then we'll give information about us, and we try to pair it up together. And I was like, oh man, we've tried this. Like, so I appreciate your sentiment of what you're talking about, but here's the deal. Like, if I ask for that today, I might get it by the time he shows up. Like, I might get him to bring it with him if I'm lucky. Like, I mean, we used to have Jamie. Jamie would reach out to him and have him record little videos, like just a little short snippet, minute long, 2-minute long thing. I mean, I'm pretty sure we still have a website that has all of those old videos on it. And, she did a pretty good job, but it also, like, she did that for 1 year and was like, dude, this is like pulling teeth. Like, and she was a dentist, so that kind of, worked at a dentist, I guess. She wasn't, but I was just like, she was like, yeah, I can't, like, we're going to have to change something up. Like, this system is not, because it was like a full-time job getting her to, like, just get these dudes to respond, say something. Like, dude, and granted, like, they're busy. I give them a little bit of slack because I've lived the life, and, like, I know that. But
that busy.
They ain't that busy. Like, you ain't that busy to respond to someone. You ain't that busy to just say, hey, we got practice. Let me call you after, whatever. Okay, you make time for your girl. Trust me.
That's a different branch. If we're not even talking about host families and kids being part of a host family anymore, this is overall college kids, anybody who just works a normal job is like, you'll try to communicate with them these days, and maybe everybody can I think everybody can probably relate to this, but you just try to communicate with anybody at all, and they get back to you in like 2 or 3 days. I'm like, I'm sorry, this is 2026. I know you're on your phone at some point during the day. Mm-hmm. The fact that you don't hit me back for 3 days or 2 days or whatever it is a complete, don't tell me you're busy. You're too busy. Like, I get it. Like, I'm busy. I'll forget to respond a few times. Like, that's why I try not to open text until I'm ready to respond. Mm-hmm. So like, if I don't text you back or call you back or whatever for hours on end, I've seen it. I just haven't opened it, because if I open it, then I would forget to respond. So I kind of get that in some regard. But you're not that busy. Everybody's on their phone enough to respond. Nobody's this old school person who doesn't ever take out their phone.
Not in this day and age.
Because I know my dad's old school, but he'll still respond to me.
Correct.
When I text him, or he'll still shoot or respond to our family group chat, because like everybody's on their phone a little bit because we need them for our jobs and communication.
Correct.
Which
that's a whole different podcast.
But it's like no one's that busy. I had plenty of, like, I was busy in college. Especially like you might like get to my senior year, I got a job, I got school, I got baseball, and there's a lot of people who have a little bit of a part-time, but what are you doing at your part-time job?
Well, I'll
probably
tell you.
On your phone.
Yeah.
And what are you doing in your downtime? On your phone. What are you doing before practice? On your phone. What are you doing after practice at the calf eating dinner? On your phone.
Yes.
What are you doing when you're hanging out with your friends? On your phone.
Yeah, exactly.
What are you doing?
Quit trying to tell me that you're missing this. Now, I also am guilty in aspects as well. Like, now that we're talking about this, I remember that I need to text what's his name's dad, because if you text me from a number that I don't have, it gets put back into the brain somewhere back here, and like I'll remember it, but I am now remembering this for the second time a week later just because we're talking about this. So I will text you today, and I apologize. I apologize the last time too. Well, I got to figure out his name and his number.
No, just do it right now.
I don't know it.
I got to find out.
I got to send him the information. It was a guy for the Airbnb stuff with the players last year.
Yeah.
Talking about host families, that sparked the memory. Talking about how we suck, so that's that's the second memory.
Yeah,
so locking it in there.
Don't get me wrong. I'm totally guilty of that sometimes. I'll totally forget it.
If I have your contact save, it's no problem. If I don't have your contact save, because I get a lot of messages from a lot of random things and people and parents and that type of stuff, like it gets compartmentalized in a weird spot, and then I forget about it sometimes. So I'm human.
I get that aspect.
But if I'm getting recruited by a baseball team or a host family's talking to me, that's going to be a little bit higher on the list, I would think. Common sense stuff.
Just people like it's everything though. It's not just player. It's I work a job at somewhere.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter what job it is, and you're just like, I'm just so busy right now. I'm like, no, you do your job and you go home, go to sleep.
Yep.
That's what you're doing. Like,
it's about the priority of it.
Yeah,
that's why I always tell, like, when we talk about,
like, come on,
business wise, like outreaching and like reaching back out to parents and like that type of stuff. Like you just got to remember, like they're not usually not purposely ignoring people. Like it's just, dude, the first people you think about contacting after a day is your family, your loved ones, the people that you talk to on a day-to-day basis, your good friends, your group chat that you whatever. Like all of those things come first on the ride home from work. And then once you get home, if you're a parent, you got a million things to do or whatever. If you're not, like you just are at home doing dinner, whatever. So it's just, it gets processed backwards. But you got time. Like, don't use that as the excuse. I assure you, you got enough time. That's the one that always kills me too when I talk to kids. I'm like, oh yeah, let me see your phone then. Like, let's see how much time you're spending on these games on your phone. Let's see how much time you're spending on apps on your phone. Like, you're trying to tell me that you ain't got 30 minutes to an hour to do something? Okay, let's find it. Like, we can self-audit ourselves. That's no problem. Freaking lazy bums.
And I like if I reach out to a parent and they don't respond, I totally get it. I reach out to parents a lot, and some of the same parents even more.
But I don't want to push them, man. I don't want to. I'm scared.
And I got the if I'm reaching out to a parent I've texted before, but it's been a while. I also get it. Like I have a 515 number, so that always.
Yeah, don't answer it.
Yeah, that's always throws them off. And then they're like,
hey, is Sheldon there?
Yeah. Sheldon will text them once, and then they'll respond.
Yeah,
and they'll be like, oh, yeah. I'll be like, hey, how's it going? It's like, through the text, I'll say, oh, is Sheldon there? Could he text me through this number instead?
I don't think that's actually ever.
And I'm like, all right, fine. Sheldon, here's my phone. Just take it from me. That's funny. So then he's texting them from both his phones because they won't. Like if his fingers touch the.
They want to respond.
Yeah, they'll feel the difference.
There he is.
Okay. If I touch my phone and type out the messages like
you guys see what this is what I get to deal with in the office. You know what I mean? Every day. All right, that was a good little rant there, but yeah, no, host family stuff is good. What else we got kind of coming up here soon? We got golf tournament stuff's getting ready to get planned out. So if you haven't entered or asked questions about our golf tournament yet, make sure you do that. KCLB Golf Tournament. Willow Bend, May 29th, going to be in the morning. So you get off work, so that'll be fun. So that should be a good thing. And then it's full bore, bunch of games, bunch of baseball. Got all kinds of. This is kind of the time of year where I start getting that little bit of I feel it in deep part of my heart somewhere in the chamber of like, you should be coaching right now. Like you should be on a college roster doing something. Like
we should be joining a men's team.
Yeah, like I have that time. But
if there was like a Sunday men's league, like a late Sunday.
Oh yeah, still wouldn't have the time.
No,
I mean I would do it. Trust me, my neighbor. I mean I'm technically on their team, kind of. Just am never able to hardly go, but. But yes, I would love to do that again.
I get the old
for fun.
It's been a few years of few years separated from failure, a lot of failure. So I might be ready to step back on there.
Yeah, you might be in the portal. Somebody could pick you up.
I know I can step on a mound for sure.
That'd be fun.
Dude, 70 poo right down, little 70 poo two seam right down the middle. You're rolling over it every single time. I'm telling you.
Yeah,
Ground Ball City.
Remember that video I sent you? This is a good segue into what we were talking about before the pod. But dude, Paul Skeens watching his release point to where all of his where his pitches end up at is just
it is
unbelievable.
Yeah, when he threw that outside sinker, whatever you call it, 98 mile an hour splitter. And it breaks away so it's a lefty batter and he throws it to basically just the right-handed batter's box and just breaks away. And it looks like just a nothing pitch.
Yeah.
But then he snaps off the slurve or whatever they call it now, sweeper, in the same exact release point. So it looks like the same pitch and then just shoots into the zone and breaks in. There's nothing in it. And that's like what you watch it on TV, you're like, why did that hitter just take that pitch?
Yeah.
Because there's another video that he was talking about in that video in the World Series the NLCS a couple years ago. There's Diamondbacks and Dodgers and Zach Gallen against Freddie Freeman, one of the best hitters ever.
Sure.
He throws a high fastball well above the zone, like maybe shoulder height to Freddie Freeman. Looks like a nothing pitch, but snaps off a perfectly released 12-6 curve.
Yeah.
Just
drops right in there. And I mean,
Freeman's not doing it. Like he's just Yep,
Gosh,
got me.
God.
And people are like,
Yeah.
what are you taking that for? It's like, because the pitcher knows what he's doing. He's
Exactly.
using every pitch. It's not like he's pitching,
Yeah.
right? And then Chris sent us that video of Barry Zito doing the same thing to Manny Ramirez through a lefty through a up and away fastball to Manny Ramirez, like not even close to the zone, not even close. And with the camera angle, it looks even worse. It's not that bad, but like with the camera angle and the lefty high release, then he just drops in a humongous breaking ball right in the zone. And Manny, once again, one of the best hitters of all time, Manny Ramirez just like,
yeah, dude, what do you
buckles.
do? I mean, especially when they're so consistent with the release
Yeah.
points. Like you see the ball above eye level at the same spot over and over and over and over and over again. And then now you're talking about 95 plus typically. Like, good luck, you
Oh,
know.
yeah.
Bryce
Well,
Harper,
especially-
what was he on recently? Where they were asking him like about the best athletes in the world and like what they could do. Bryce Harper was on something.
He was on.
like,
I think he was on one of the Barstool podcasts
Yeah.
because he talked about how
Yeah.
his fight with Hunter Strickland. And he's
Uh-huh.
like, I think there shouldn't be a punishment for that. Like, players need to have it out. They should just have it out and
move along. Yeah.
move along like hockey, basically.
Yeah.
like
Because they were talking about
ejected from
hockey
the-
on
yeah.
that a lot. Yeah.
Yeah, but Bryce Harper. What was he? What did you see on him?
Well, he was just talking about they asked him like what the best, like overall, like not only toughest sport, but then also like just overall what the hardest things are to do in sports. And like because they were talking about hockey because they were making the argument that hockey players are like the best in the world.
I mean,
and
definitely a fair
yeah,
argument.
and I think he kind of I didn't watch the whole thing. I just watched kind of the little bits of the clips, and it's not like he said that they weren't or anything, but he was like, dude, like this, there's nothing that compares to trying to hit a baseball.
No.
Like absolutely
and it
nothing.
just keeps getting harder.
Yeah. And he was just like going into that and like just talking about the different guys. And then like Chartrain and I were talking about it a little bit yesterday because we were talking about golf. And it's like, dude, can you imagine like when you take the time that I spent, somebody who didn't play the level that these guys are talking about,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
But like take somebody like me who played for a good amount of my life. And if I just redirected all of that into golf
Yeah.
on a ball that doesn't move,
Yeah.
and I'm not saying it's easy because it's not.
No.
But what I am saying is
It's
if
hard
I-
if you're only getting out once a week
Correct.
and you're playing that time
Correct.
once a week.
But if I'm going and hitting as much as like if I had the cage time that I dedicated to hitting a moving ball in all different facets, all over the place, different speeds, up, down, sideways, like all the different things. And I took that same approach from the age of, we'll call it 8 or 9, all the way up through high school, college, and beyond. And I took the amount of training time that I put into golf. What we were talking about was like, dude, can you imagine some of these big leaguers on tour? Like, if they took that amount of time, how far they would hit the ball,
oh man.
how much control they would have over their swings, like with the thing. And granted, that's what you see with a lot of pro guys, like tour guys. Like those dudes are unbelievable. I'm not trying to discredit the guys that are out there because they're doing things that most human beings can't do, obviously, and the competitiveness of making
Tommy Fleetwood dunk one from like 150 yards away.
But I don't think that you could take a guy
insane.
on the PGA Tour and put him into a batter's box
no.
against Paul
No,
Skeens
no.
or Scoble or anybody,
Yeah.
really. I mean, even the lowest
Oh.
rated MLB pitcher on the
Right.
worst staff.
Ryan Yarbrough, who throws about 88 from the left side, he would carve them.
I'm just saying, I don't think that there's a single PGA pro that we could put into a batter's box with an MLB pitcher and give them, and they said on that podcast, they gave him 100 at-bats, which is a ridiculous number. But like if you gave them, even, I guess maybe even 100, like it's probably not incredibly out of this world to think, but
because if the
10
thing is-
at-bats, no shot. 20 at-bats, no shot.
this
Up
is
to
what-
50, they might get lucky once.
this is what people, think about baseball is like, if you're facing an MLB pitcher, you're like, well, if I get 100 at basket, I'm going to run into I'm going to time one up or something. I don't know what they think. I really don't, because that pitcher doesn't want to give up a hit.
No.
And he doesn't have one pitch.
Especially to you.
He doesn't have 2 pitches. He doesn't have 3 pitches.
Right.
Normally they have 4 good pitches, especially an MLB pitcher. Like if
Right.
they're a starter.
At a minimum 3.
They have a minimum 3, maybe 1 pitch they use every once in a while. And that 1 pitch that's like not a good pitch for them, they'd still carve you with. because it's going to look the same as a fastball each time. Then it'll break off into a slider, break off into a changeup, break off into a curveball.
And for those of you out there, when we're saying hit, we're not saying contact. We're saying a base hit.
Oh yeah,
like I'm not talking just putting your bat on the ball.
I'm not talking about foul balls or a weak ground ball
Correct.
or getting jammed
Correct.
or whatever. Like, yeah, it's a barrel. Like actually getting your barrel to the baseball. It's insane because that pitcher, even if you get close one time, he's like, all right, I know exactly what to do on this next one, and then they're gonna carve you up.
Yeah,
and yeah, give him 100 at bats. Do it.
No chance.
Like
absolutely no chance. Like I remember seeing 99 for the first time when I was at Newman, and we played the Wingnuts as an exhibition game, and they had a closer, that big black dude. Like I don't remember his name or anything. I was scared shitless. I just remember walking up to the bat or up to the plate, and I just was like, I'm just swinging, like because I watch him. I see it on. I know what's coming. Like this dude's just gonna blow this thing by me 3 times. I'd never seen anything like that in my life, and I made I made contact, but I felt like my hands about exploded. Like because I had no idea. Dude, he could have broke me off any second, but he didn't have any other pitches. Like all he did was throw hard.
Yeah.
And so, dude, and just explaining how fast it is just such a, and not to mention, like, if he misses, you're hurt.
If he cuts it a little bit.
Yeah, if he misses, you're hurt. Like, if it hits you, you are hurt.
Yeah.
And you ain't getting out of the way. Like,
No,
that's the part.
time.
Like, people don't understand.
Because you're loading, you're trying to time that pitch up, and then all of a sudden it's on you, literally.
Yeah.
And you're like,
yeah. I'm 18 years old.
That's why I like
stepping
people,
into the box for the first time.
People are like,
grown man
how do you
game.
get hit in the? How do you turn and then get hit in the face or do?
I need to
this?
look up that guy's name. It was a long time ago, but I don't even know if I can find it. But that was crazy. Dude, I remember just how fast that was, and I was just like, shoo, shoo, and dude, and it's just by you in a heartbeat. It was wild, but yeah, no, I don't think that they could do it. Not even remotely close to doing it, But yeah, we were going to talk about, which we don't really have to get into too much, but the whole point of the MLB side of the things was talking about the strike zone, the automated strike zone, getting a malfunction in the game, and then they had like no idea what to do, and everybody was like staring at each other like But
it's so dumb.
Yeah,
it's so dumb.
You maybe leave some comments if anybody watches this. Let us know what you think about the automated strike zone in it, because I think everybody has their own opinions about umpires, which mine's grown and changed over time, but it blows my mind how much that we're trying to change the game. The only thing that I will say, which I think is something that's always been around, but it's more prevalent now than ever before, is just gambling being such a factor in influence and how the way things are. Like I think that's definitely a rock that, you turn that rock over and then all of a sudden you end up down a rabbit hole that's a whole different animal.
How many referees across sports?
Yeah. And, because the influence of officials on the game is a real thing. Part of it from the game, just loving the game of old school baseball the way that I do and how I wish that it kind of still was, it's just a part of the game. Like it even growing up playing like young, I learned really, really quickly, like, hey man, like, they're going to call it what they see, and most of the time they're trying to give you, the honest truth behind things. But I assure you, they're human and they're influenced very easily, because umpires, especially when they're umpiring young games, like if you're a little dickhead out there, like they're going to find a way to make sure that you feel that, like one way or another. Right, wrong, and different, that's a different combo. But the reality is like if they don't like you for whatever reason you give them to not like you, they should still do their job. I'm just telling you the likelihood of them continuing to do their job correctly at a high level is going to be a little bit different as time goes on. So I was always trying to, make buddy with them respectfully, like just trying to, I wanted them to know who I was in the aspect of like, oh yeah, like this is a good player. He plays the game the right way. Like he has good conversation, just simple stuff, like not above and beyond. But, there is some players out there that I assure you, umpires put a target on your back and they get the opportunity to bang you. They're going to find a way. So I can only imagine at the highest levels of where and how that portion of the game, but that's also, in my opinion, part of the game, It's the game within the game, as they say.
Within the game.
The game's game.
And if you take all four corners of the field
game
and then put them in the game,
exactly.
then next thing you know,
Yes, now you know.
you have the understanding of what it is
Yes,
to be authentic on the baseball field.
But I think if you get too, don't get me wrong, you want them to get it right every time. And I think that's my conversation that I always have with umpires. That umpire for us is just like, listen, we have technology at our disposal. We want to get it right, but we also understand that like you're not always going to get it right. So the reality of it is, hey, if we get it wrong, let's just own it. We got it wrong. And then we move forward. And, so like that way we can work on trying to get it right again the next time and then get better with each time that you get, right? Baseball is a game of failure. I think this just highlights how it's a game of failure on both sides, right?
Yeah.
And, just try to be the best version that you can be out there. You're not going to get them all right? No umpire is. Now, when it comes to certain things that are game changing, having some protocol in there to where it's like, hey, like we want to get this right in the moment. I think that is a fair thing to try and do as long as it doesn't turn into just like a circus about it. Like it's just not, like taking away the opportunity for certain things. I don't know, like the automated strike zone thing to me,
it's coming to the KCLB.
Yeah, no, I don't even know what that would cost. That'd be insane. But just thinking about even in pro guys, like every ball four is going to be challenged. Every strikeout, unless you're swinging, is going to be challenged. Like they're going to just do it over and over and over and over again to try and like prove the point, I guess. And to me, that's where it's like, okay, like is balls and strikes.
Well, that's why you only get as long as you get it right, you keep it. But if you get it wrong twice, you lose it for the game.
Yeah, and that's again, I guess, game in the game, right?
Which is also just
approach
like
to it.
but I'm just over all that. Like I've said, I've made a little mini rant about it before. I'm just over all the changes they make to the game. I know over time changes have been made to the game.
Sure,
but it's like, okay, we're using this style of baseball now. Okay, we're gonna move the mound back a little bit, or like stuff like that. Now we're making the bases bigger because for some reason. We're only allowed to pick off 3 times, and then after you try to pick off that 3rd time, if you don't get him, then they automatically get second base. Or if you pick off twice, they're going to probably steal because if you don't get him that day, like I don't. And it's made the game a little bit faster, but I would be the thing that has made baseball viewership go up. It's not the pace of the game. It's the fact that you have 2 guys who are playing in the MLB right now who might be 2 of the greatest players of all time. Shohei, if he stays healthy, is going to be the greatest player of all time because he can do it both at the bat and throwing. That is why the viewership has gone up, and the fact that Aaron Judge is putting up Barry Bonds-like numbers in this era of pitching, which is insane, and doing it, and they're both doing it for the biggest brands in the sport. So that's why the game has the viewership's gone up, right? And then like you have really good marketable stars like Vladimir Guerrero Jr. getting into the World Series last year, and a bunch of like really scrappy players on the Blue Jays that then all the old baseball fans are watching because they're like, wow, the Blue Jays kind of play the game the right way. And then they're going
crazy to hear that all
and
the
they're
time.
going up. They're going up against the Dodgers, who are this big bad team now because they're just
pay for it all.
because they use their resources at their disposal. Unlike all these mid and small market teams, don't want to use any of their resources.
Yeah.
Must pinch pennies, and then never like spend the money that they do have. So the owners just get really flipping rich. And then the team just stays the same or gets worse, and has a ceiling on it every single year, like the Indians and the I'm trying to think of some other mid market teams that always just like Diamondbacks always seem to just max out at a certain point.
The Nationals.
They did win the World Series that one year. They got money over there. They got money.
Detroit
would be one where it's like they're always like right there, but not. They're never. Going that next
Milwaukee.
step. That's a very good one because it's like Milwaukee maximizes what they have.
Yeah.
They do a great job of maximizing what they have, but they never have enough to get
To
past.
say I don't know baseball is just not really a fair statement.
You don't know ball.
I just don't. I don't know players.
I think Sheldon knows
Okay.
more than he wants to give himself credit for, but
I just don't. I don't enjoy.
He just
following
doesn't.
the
He
players
doesn't
like that.
he doesn't like talking to me about it, even though it's like one of my favorite things to talk about. So
That's also not true. It's just
He-
you
every
guys get
time I-
too deep in the weeds on
every
the
time
players.
I open my mouth about it, he's just like, "No, I don't want to listen." He just like does something else, and then I'm just like talking to air usually, which is
Okay.
fine. I do that a lot with myself anyway, so it's not that big a deal. But
Yeah,
I'm just
Well-
like, if he's listening, he's listening. If not, I'll just
I'm always listening.
I'll just keep talking.
I'm
But
always listening.
yeah,
My ears work well.
I don't think we need
My
any
wife
more.
would argue that, but
Well, Banks would argue that too, but you kind of have to tune him out a little bit.
oh my
sometimes.
goodness, if you don't, you drive yourself insane.
I haven't been able to tune him out yet. I don't have that skill set.
Well, you also can't understand him, so it's just kind of a
Well-
mute point, literally.
Well, I don't live with him like every single day, so I haven't been able to like.
Sean? What?
Well, he'll say like "Dad" 17 times, so then I'll answer him and tell him to stop.
Yeah.
You know, because I haven't mastered the ability to tune him out. Like,
And then he wants to say something to you, and you're like, "Wait a minute, what?
and then
What
I'm
did
like,
you say?"
then he said I have to have him say it 4 times for me to get the gist of what he's saying. When Sheldon knows exactly what he's saying right away.
He's a menace.
Yeah, but anyway, baseball doesn't need that much changing. Quit messing with it. We don't need an automatic strike zone. Bad umpires, good umpires is part of the game. They have a different zone than what you see on TV, and there's a point behind that. So then when you complain about what you're seeing on TV, then they can be like, well, this is our zone that we see, so it's actually different from the one on TV. And they have their own scoring system, and yeah, they probably are involved in betting, but look, there's never justice for people who there's almost
Seriously.
never justice for that's just the world we live in. Ultimate justice happens at the end of time. But anyways,
Facts.
like you just it's part of the game. Good umpiring, bad umpiring, get over it. Sucks, but
Yep.
that's at the end of the day, you're watching a bunch of dudes play a game and you're cheering for them, and it's really fun to watch, but like at the same time, have some reality. It's not your entire life.
Yes. Well, and the entertainment portion of it too, I think, is always, people always want to talk about like the umpires and the players getting into it and this, that, and the
Yeah,
other, and like
dude.
it's the fun piece of the game.
Like everybody
gotta have
hates
some thick-
Angel Hernandez because
gotta
he's
have
the
some
worst
thick-
umpire.
thick skin on both ends of that spectrum.
But
Like,
he'll go right back. He'll
Yeah.
own his.
Yeah,
I
he's
mean,
locked in.
He'll
and
own
people
what
like
he just
that.
did, and he'll go right back to a player
Yeah.
and be like, "Oh yeah, well, yeah." I mean, John right back at him, even though he definitely made a really
Yeah.
bad call.
Yeah.
There's-
I just, like we as players, how many times I screwed up playing baseball? Like, and that's why we're so self-conscious and hard on
that's why-
ourselves.
and then that's why we get so angry when an umpire takes an opportunity away from it, or so
Correct.
we think.
Yes.
so we think.
Yeah,
right.
that's our self-thought
Right, yeah.
process. You just hope that they have some of that as well, where it's like, dude, we're trying to do it the right way. You're going to fail at it. I fail at it. Let's just get it right. And then we move forward and we, make the game better as we go along. But anyway, that was fun little
Yeah,
little-
man.
chit chat, go from there. Couple of the, just quick review. Host families, thank you. Appreciate you guys. Thank you for being involved. If you're interested in hosting or getting involved with any of the KCLB League events, make sure that you follow our stuff on all of the socials because stuff will be posted and we got different things that we're going to be doing. Not a lot. I mean, other than recruiting and things like that, not a lot of baseball actually happening until the guys get here. But we'll have a bunch of social events, going to dinners and hanging out and just kind of getting out into the community. So if you got anything, holler at us. Preezy's stuff's just, moving. We're testing today. So, yeah, we got testing in all classes today and tomorrow. So this should be a good little bit. Hopefully we get some good numbers. And I think we should. We've had really good attendance here over this last month, which has been awesome. Everybody getting ready for their spring sports. We got one more week until spring sports. So one more week, end of this week, and then they start practicing and all that next week. So that's really the itch that I was talking about deep down in the heart. As soon as spring sports start, I'm like, all right, we're ready. Like, I need to get outside somewhere, moving around, doing some stuff.
Yeah. It is.
It's a feel.
Yeah.
It's fun though.
Yeah.
It's best time of the year. Hopefully the temp actually comes up. Supposed to get warm this week, so hopefully we're out doing some outdoor activities.
WBC starts next week.
Yeah.
The 3rd, I think.
It's coming up. Yep.
So maybe a week.
Hopefully the garage doors will be open.
Oh,
Man, that's what we
get them
need.
garage- We had
It's
them
the
open
little
for a
things.
little bit. It's just a little windy
Yeah.
some of those days.
Just little things.
Yeah,
Well,
gotta get that fresh air flowing.
Well, we appreciate you guys tuning in. For any of you that hopped on, or if you're going to get some clips, check out the clips, Kansas Sports HQ on all the socials. Give us a follow. If you got any topics or anything that you guys would like for us to cover, make sure that you reach out. Shoot us a message. We'd love to engage with everyone. I reached out just the last little bit. I reached out to the guy from Northwest who won his first PBA event, bowling.
Oh,
Yesterday. I saw it on
success.
while we were at the bowling alley. But so I'm going to hopefully maybe try to, trick him to getting on our not so big podcast, but we'll see what happens.
It's actually massive.
Yeah. But so he's a local guy, so that's awesome. So maybe we'll be able to tell his story. But if you guys got anything, holler at us. I'm going to turn it over to Mr. Sean now and lead us in prayer to close this thing out. One little thing that I was going to do before we pray is Patrick's daughter is going through her last, don't quote me on this, I just saw the post, but like their last something, and then should be home. So hopefully things are moving in a good direction there. So thank you guys who have been praying for them. They also have another benefit, I think, that's coming up at Gambino's sometime soon. So I'll post something about it. But yeah, got some cool things going on. Prayer's working. So make sure, stop it. I don't know who that is. So make sure that you guys continue to do that. And, stay in the word. And if you got any questions, holler at us. But I'm going to turn it over to Sean, and then you will close us out.
Yeesh. Thank you for not making that confusing. Okay, I'm going to read from 1 Corinthians 10:23 through 31. All things are lawful, but not all things are helpful. All things are lawful, but not all things build up. Let no one seek his own good, but the good of his neighbor. Eat whatever is sold in the meat market without raising any question on the ground of conscience, for the earth is the Lord's and the fullness thereof. If one of the unbelievers invites you to dinner and you are disposed to go, eat whatever is set before you without raising any question on the ground of conscience. But if someone says to you, this has been offered in sacrifice, then do not eat it. For the sake of the one who informed you, and for the sake of conscience, I do not mean your conscience, but his. For why should my liberty be determined by someone else's conscience? If I partake with thankfulness, why am I denounced because of that which I gave thanks? So whether you eat or drink, or whatever you do, do all to the glory of God. Give no offense to Jews or to Greeks or to the church of God, just as I try to please everybody in everything I do, not seeking my own advantage, but that of many, that they may be saved. Be imitators of me, as I am of Christ. Lord, thank you for this day. Thank you for getting us up this morning, getting us to move around this morning. Thank you for giving us that place, this platform, to move, to talk, things that we take for granted every single day, be able to have these conversations, the liberty to have it in this country, Lord. I pray for those freedoms to continue, Lord. I pray that as we deal with other people, we look to serve them, to honor you in serving them, whether they have the same beliefs as us or whether they have different beliefs in us. As long as we reflect you in our actions, Lord, we are spreading the gospel in that way. And let them hear the gospel through our actions or through our words, Lord. And I pray that in all we do, once again, we honor and glorify you. Lord, I pray for the Dugans and Peyton as she gets finished up with her treatments. I pray that they heal her, that you're with them, that your hands are with the doctors and the nurses, and your hand is upon the parents and the family and the little girl, Lord, and just pray that they for continued healing, and just continue healing from the stress and the trauma that they've all been through that, Lord. So be with them continually, and I'm thankful, Lord, for everyone in prayer over that. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Well, we appreciate you guys tuning in. Thank you for supporting us and all the things, and we will talk to you guys tomorrow morning. Probably back to a full cast tomorrow. Yeah. All right. You guys have a great day, and we will talk soon.